Hey guys, Jay here, and in this video today I want to show you guys my new character, new idea. You know, disclaimer, it's not cheap, but I think it's pretty interesting, so I want to show you guys. I am wearing a Mageblood, but pretty much right now it is for resistances. Probably I will still be wearing a Mageblood because in the end I think I will be able to drop this, and then I can put like a Quicksilver so I can be like much faster overall. But for now, this is the current setup, right? So just so you know, it can be faster. And all the things that a Mageblood is giving right here, right now, is just quality of life and defense in the sense of maximum resistances, right? I'm not having any like offensive capability from Mageblood at all. Let me just go to the boss maybe and try to just kill the boss. Having a Mageblood obviously is a super good quality of life, but it's not like a core item of this build at all, right? Again, this is not a finished character. It is just a like proof of concept character that I want to show basically the mechanic. I want to do a quick map run and then I can talk about the mechanic of the build basically. Obviously I will try to fine-tune it and then I can show it in a later video sometimes, but yeah, this is kind of the single target, right? Currently, sadly, I do not have any boss encounter left, so I cannot really show immediately what the boss looks like. I did try a normal Searing Exarch, by the way, and it works very well. I'm not deleting it in like less than a second, but it's a very comfortable fight. He did go to the bow phase once, and then he just died. Right? So I'm going to finish the rest of the map. But you can see we pretty much just shield charging around, pressing the Lancing Steel button, and we get a bunch of Sun Raging Spirit that is going to explode and kill everything. Very straightforward, very comfortable playstyle. And yeah, let's do this ritual and then we'll talk about it. In terms of tankiness, this current setup is like in the middle. I did tank the normal bowls from Searing Exarch. I don't think I can tank the Uber Searing Exarch bowls, but avoiding it is not that hard, I think, so not that particularly a big problem. Anyway, let's just go through the hideout here and then we talk about the setup. So it is revolving around a trigger weapon, and not any kind of trigger weapon. This is a special one that is from the Runesmith enchantment. This is going to cost you, I think, 5 power rune, so roughly more than 20 divines in order to get this enchantment. And personally, I think the best one to get it on is a Siege Axe because it has the highest base attack speed, so we can have the most quality of life and smoothness to the character overall, right? And what we want here is a Shaper and Elder base. So it allow me to get the Socket Gem supported by level 20 increased critical damage. I think this one is the most important. Faster attack doesn't really do anything here. Increased critical strike is doing things half the time, and I will explain in a little bit. I am crafting this one using the essence for minion damage. As you can see here, the first modifier is this essence for minion damage, and then I spam it until I get critical damage. Well, luckily I do have critical strike as well, but unlucky that I got faster attack. I would argue if I don't have faster attack, I can actually like perfectly craft this weapon, because The faster attack, if I do not have it, I have an open suffix, so I can craft cannot roll attack, and then I can slam an exalt on, and it will guarantee me a +1 level of Sacred Gems. And that will be one of the best implicit that we can get here. And so then we can obviously just craft the +2 to level Sacred Support Gems as well, so we can use it within power, right? Faster attack does not really do anything for a popcorn build SRS. I am using Summon Raging Spirit, popcorn obviously, and I am using another Summon Raging Spirit. The reason why is the Summon Raging Spirit of Enormity have a lot more damage for popcorn. It does have 100% more life, so it is the more multiplier to the amount of life that a Summon Raging Spirit normally have, and also it always crit. This always crit applies to the popcorn explosion as well, to the minion instability. So it is extremely strong. But it limits the amount of SRS of enormity. I will call it enormity from now. It limits the amount of enormity that you can have to 6 only. If you also use the normal one, after you get the 6 normal enormity, you can also still have 14 of the normal SRS, which means you have more SRS overall, and it is just more damage, right? So I think the best setup is using both of them at the same time, because they do not actually cancel each other. They do work together pretty damn well. And for this particular setup, because we are a trigger build, we are not limited to like casting 2 spells, right? We trigger them and trigger them through the Atlantic Steel. So we just have a massive amount of Raging Spirit always, all the time. The shield is obviously the Squire, as we build around a one-handed weapon. So the Squire allowed to have 3 additional support gems, and they are minion life, very obvious, best in slot for the minion instability build or popcorn build. Second one, Infernal Legion. This is also mandatory because it allowed me to get the minions die quick enough so they do not get replaced with additional triggers later if we stand still and attack. And also, overall while mapping, if you just pop the minions quicker, it feels way smoother, right? So if you don't have it, you will feel a massive difference. I really like this one. I think it is absolute mandatory. Highly recommend you to use, even though technically it does not have a more damage multiplier to the skill itself, right? Next one is Awakened Out of Fire. Arguably, we can use this one. I think Awakened Out of Fire is a little bit better, especially for bossing. So yeah, I am using this one right now. It does give me exposure, which I do not have in any other sources at the moment. But I can really easily get the exposure to fire from the implicit from the glove, but I didn't craft it yet right here. So if I have exposure from there, maybe I can use this one, and we have 1 additional level to the Summon Raging Spirit, right? Maybe if I POB the character, I will know for sure which one is better. But for now, yeah, I'll just use Fire Pen. The trigger, the skill that we use to trigger the Summon Raging Spirit is the Lancing Steel Spring. This is a multiple hit skill. It has so many hits and it is just the best skill that you can use to trigger. And luckily it is usable by a one-handed axe. So yeah, Lancing Steel Spring, like a no-brainer. It has always been like the best trigger skill in the game, hands down. So I am using it with life gain on hit to sustain life, and Awaken Hex Touch. You would want this at level 5 because it allowed you to have +1 level of support curse skill gem, and also you want quality on it because you want the chance to affect the hexproof enemy. Oh, you don't want quality on it. I thought that was the quality, but okay, apparently I'm stupid. You don't need the curse duration because you reapply the curses like repeatedly, right? The 3 curses I'm using is Punishment, Elemental Weakness, and Flammability. The reason why I am able to use that many curses is because of Anathema. Anathema allow me to have maximum amount of curses equal to my maximum amount of power charges. So I am having 4 power charges, and this is only 3 curses, which means I can use an additional curse, and that is Mark on Hit linked to Assassin's Mark. And we have the last curse over here. If you have additional curses from maybe like a corrupted glove over here, you can always try to have one additional power charge, so you can have an additional curse. And you can use a Feeble, you can use Temp Chain for defense. Very, very nice. The items that I'm using here, Mageblood is just Mageblood. There's nothing really to talk about it. I just want to say it is not necessary for the build, but it is super nice if you have it, right? So not necessary. If you can, if you want to use a normal belt, I would recommend you to have life resistant, just a very normal belt, and maybe just maybe cooldown recovery rate. That is also massive amount of damage that you can have. In addition, Mageblood is very, very comfy, super good for quality of life and super good for defense, right? This boot, Relicash, if you cannot afford to have the corruption for +1 maximum charges, then just get a normal pair. It's not the end of the world. Body armor, I am using this one. Literally, I am borrowing this chest from my AFK character. I don't think it's the best in slot, but it works okay with the Supreme Ostentation. I will talk a little bit in the next part in skill tree, but it works very well on that. It gives me 5 maximum elemental resistances and also a lot of armor, so I like it. I am slapping it on here. Maybe I'll keep using it, maybe not. Yeah, who knows. But this is replaceable. This is pretty much best in slot. Best in slot. Tafukai is best in slot as well. It is one part of the reason why we can degen the Summon Raging Spirit so quickly, so they will pop before they get actually replaced by additional triggers later, right? Oh, by the way, one reason why did I choose, let me just talk about this helmet a little bit before I talk about the reason why I choose Summon Raging Spirit. The helmet here, initially I thought that I can use the additional source of degenning the minion, which is minions can hear the whisper for 5 seconds after they deal a critical strike, which you can read the description. So minion will take 20% of the maximum life as chaos damage per second. The problem with this is, what for Popcorn, if they die before they actually reach the target and do anything, then you literally do not benefit anything from the whisper here. I think if I replace this helmet with something that is more defensive, like just a rare helmet, for example, with like a lot of armor, a lot of life, resistances, things like that, it will be just as good in terms of like the rate that the SRS is degenning. So this is probably the one that I am going to replace. For now, I am keeping it on because it does have technically 1 additional curse, because it is 1 maximum power charges, but I can easily get another 2 in my skill tree, as I am 2 points away from here, overcharge, and 2 points away from instability. Sorry, 2 points away from instability. Yeah. This is just a rare gloves. I am using Convocation, Automation, Steel Skin, and Moderation. Convocation here doesn't work really for SRS. It's not good for SRS because it calls back the SRS, right? But it doesn't work for SRS. It is working for the Triggerbots, because if you are moving around with Shield Charge, Flame Dash, you know, if you are moving fast, sometimes the Triggerbots might lag behind you a little bit, and the Convocation will just call them to your character, so they summon the Summon Raging Spirit close to your character and kills anything that is near you before they kills anything that is like behind or way above, right? So I like the Convocation here. I just have it on Automation sub. Mark on Hit, we already got it. Shield Charge, faster attack for movement. Anger, Awaken Generosity, Eternal Blessing. So we have a free aura here that's Anger, that is like extremely juiced with Generosity. We don't care about the aura to our character because we don't benefit from it. Anger is only going to affect the SRS. So it is a little bit of extra damage. I don't think it affects the popcorn actually. So maybe I would just replace this one with like determination, so I am tankier overall, right? So that is potentially something that I can do. Just to use determination or any other auras basically is also possible, right? In the skill tree, it is looking like this, right? We travel all the way around to blood magic. It is just for comfortability of triggering a lot of summon raging spirit. If you see here, I am having 133 life. If it is mana, it is almost impossible, like literally impossible for anyone to sustain this amount of mana for a non-archmage kind of setup, right? So it is impossible. So that is why I think the best way is just to go around and get blood magic. On the way, we can get like endurance charges, we can get a bunch of life, we can get some armor. So it's not the end of the world. We are traveling to this side for minion nodes anyway, so it is pretty efficient, I think, right? I am taking Lithy Shade for tankiness against damage over time. I think it is very strong. I am stealing the Heartstopper. So this is the node that is 50% of the time you are very tanky to damage over time, and another 50% of the time you are very tanky to hit. I think it is something that is pretty nice and very cheap at the moment. They are 40 chaos and 60 chaos, the two that I bought. So it's not necessary at all. So you can have just rare jewels like this one, right? Life, minion, increased maximum life, which is damage, and another one that is pretty much the same here, right? Just basically life and minion life. That is the thing that you are looking for on the jewels. On the skill tree, because we are using Supreme Ostentation to ignore attribute, but mostly for getting a bunch of nice notable that is turn into minion have 80% more life, increased life. So that is a lot of damage. And allow me to tattoo my whole tree again. I have been tattooing my tree a lot this league, and I think it's pretty good, right? This time the tattoo is 5% minion life. Insanely good for popcorn, right? It's just a little bit expensive, so I have 20 tattoos over here, 21 I think, and it cost me 5 divine and 30 chaos something to buy 20 tattoos from the auction house. Currency market, not auction house, right? The regen tattoo here is very cheap. It's like 1 chaos. I think I bought a bunch of them, and I tattoo every strength node into regen. There is one node over here. Probably I will get 2% movement speed or something like that on this node. I don't know. Okay, so what else? What else? What else? The jewels. Timeless Jewel, try to get maximum life for minion. But you can also use the Timeless Jewel, by the way, in this slot. You can use in this slot, by the way, if you want to travel this way. You can use it in this slot. It is going to cost you 1 or 2 points more than this. But if you find a cheap Timeless Jewel for this slot that give you like minion damage, minion life, character life, resistances that you need, things like that, or endurance charge generation in some cases if you don't want to use rattle cache, then that can be good, and you can use them in 1 slot, 2, 3, maybe 4 here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you take the life node and the attack speed node over here, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes over here to get to the jewels as well, right? So you have multiple places that you can actually get the Timeless Jewel. Probably you will not get the same one as what I have. This is not even the best one in this slot, by the way. Yeah, sorry for that. And by the way, I am considering to actually become a trickster, because what I see here is I only benefit from 3 nodes. So like Clockwork, this is for tankiness, Born in the Shadow, and Perfect Crime is like the reason why we go to this class anyway. Maybe the last note I would take bomb specialist for a little bit of like RNG tankiness. Who knows? But there's really nothing else we can do, because this doesn't help. I do not crit myself. I don't throw mines. I don't throw trap, and this is too far away. So yeah, right here it is the current character, and I'm pretty happy with it. I will try to fine tune it a little bit more, and I will upgrade you guys with a proper like build guide or something like that in future, very close future, hopefully. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you do, please like and subscribe to the channel, and maybe you can follow me on Twitch as well. I do leave the link in the description. Join the Discord, hang out. Peace.